Many injured as Fulani Gbagi community clash over FG's plan to plant grass in Abuja. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. The Fulani and Gbagi community in Paiko Kore in Gogolada area council in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, have engaged in a serious fight as the federal government begin planting of pasture in the community. The crisis started when the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, flagged off the National Pasture Development Program, NAPDEP, in Paiko Kore. The minister has presented fertilizer and seed to grow pasture for livestock development. The Gbagi community, who are protesting over the allocation of the pasture in the community, argued that as the government is providing fertilizer and other inputs to grow pasture for the Fulani community, the Gbagi community also need inputs to grow food. The Gbagi community says the pasture development will encroach in their own land where they plant food for consumption. Immediately, the minister flagged off the planting of pasture and departed from the venue. Crisis erupted as Gbagi community and Fulani community engaged in free fall with all with machetes and other weapons. Nigerian Tribune, who was on ground, can confirm that many locals were injured as ministry staff and journalists scamper for safety. The Nigerian police, who had the program, fired shots in the air to disperse the rampaging youth, but all to no avail. It took the intervention of the Nigerian army to quench the crisis as the civil defense officers and policemen at the scene were overwhelmed. As at the time of filing this report, normalcy has returned to the community, but there is a growing tension of repressed attack either from the Fulani community or the Gbagi community. The woman was found dead and another man unconscious in an office located at number 7 Factory Road, Izuku bus stop, Abuja State at the weekend. Many injured as Fulani Gbagi community clash over FG's plan to plant grass in Abuja. The Association of Resident Doctors ARD at the Bafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, OAUTHC Ile-Ife, has concluded plans to go on strike over what they termed recurrent harassment of doctors at the hospital. Well, if you ask me, I think the last paragraph I read was headlined. If you ask me, this government, they are very tribalistic. Sincerely, you see how they just made up their mind when it came to, if people they talk, you go tell people say their mouth they smell. Now be the problem. That time our elders, almost even that time, even now, our elders go say, I beg, if I use my mouth or my teeth cut meat for you, you tell me say my mouth they smell. No wahala. But if I use that same mouth to give you advice, I beg, my pikin, make you listen. Nigeria know they listen to advice. We know they take you from history. We claim we know it all, and at the end of the day, we end up hurting ourselves. Now, what thing this people they ask for? Not just equity. When they give these people, make una give us too. And this thing when they give these people, now part of our land, they grow food for consumption. Not wasn't there. Okay, now part of our land, make we see what we go feed you, and don't make we see, you do it. Now this thing they cause problem for Nigeria. This agitation, we say these people they call the indigenous people of Biafra they do. Now waiting cause agitation. You they do waiting they good for a particular group of people. What is good for the good is good for the gander. So why don't you make it, a national thing? Instead of saying you give these people this to planting this thing in a whole federal capital. You don't see, a whole federal capital. A whole federal capital. Unnecessary fight. The land belongs to government. Gbagi, after drinking their burukutu, are just messing up. Why the full end of dominance and fighting other tribes at the drop of your hat? My dear, I tire for these people. It is only in Nigeria that government to collect land from the citizens and donate it to foreign migrants called Fulani. I've not heard of it somewhere else. My dear, the matter, it tire me. Anybody that owns cows must do cattle ranching for them. It is not government's private business. I tire. That was how, I think, was it not last year or last 2 years, this Ruga was all over the place. They were talking about Ruga, how they will start, you know. And I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? We have other issues and waiting concern our government. Now how to collect land from people, carry and go donate for people when they rear their animals. Now the only business where they, if you want to talk, say you go do one for them, let me say you go call off the business if you do for Nigeria. You go also do same for them. That means those who they sell spare parts, you go to do something for them. Those who they sell fruit, you go to do something for them. Those who they, you go come. That is what it means, if you ask me. But billions are spent to subsidize fertilizer, chemicals, irrigation, and machineries for farmers. Is farming not a private business? Same goes for MSME and True Export Promotion Council to assist exporters. I don't know, doing their private business. If the government had taken animal husbandry serious the way it did for crop farming, the crisis we're witnesses today wouldn't have happened. The challenges witnessed today between farmers and herdsmen is government fault. Thank you. One was valued and the other despised. Thank you. Thank you. In 1982, when Bakalori Dam in Zamfara State, then Sokoto, was being constructed, herdsmen fought against it because the site was a grazing ground. The government of Shagari brought in Mopo to chase them out, and many were killed in the process. The irrigated land was given to the farmers for all seasons farming, but the herdsmen let loose to go out and fend for themselves. No portion was set aside for them, hence the fire till today in Zamfara. You really know history. Why don't you go there and get the whole land for cows? Look at how sarcasm is sprinkled all over this person's comment. Now, see, the only way I agree with this person is, see, now government and it cause everything. If you want to play inclusive, you don't want to play inclusive politics. Don't ever allow the other party to see that, you favor this person above them. Now, dear Yawa go gas. Because it would be very difficult to see it. That is just the truth. All the way from the north, and you're claiming another man's land. They say all the way from Sahara Desert. I think we should leave me alone. The end of Fulani Asorok is our liberation, as this territory native from the bondage of Fulani rule. We, this territory native which own the land, have capabilities and capacity to destroy Fulani Asorok in less than 24 hours. The way we, these territory natives which own the land, liberated from the bondage of British rule in 1960, so also must we liberate from the bondage of Fulani rule in this 2022. All pro-Biafra groups, Biafra Republic groups, pro-Niger Delta Republic groups, pro-Oduduwa Republic groups, pro-Middle Republic groups, pro-Northeast Republic groups, pro-Northwest Republic groups, as a coalition of these territory natives, revolution fighters, under the 6-7 states, must march to Abuja now from all directions for Fulani Asorok destruction. Slaughter defeated Fulani terrorists from Guinea and their thugs nicknamed military police. On every inch of Abuja, bond and Fulani Asorok for existence, securities and freedom. As these territory natives under the natives, disintegrated republics in 21st century multipolar international order with multipolar international markets. Only the sword decides. Now, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.